Well, here we are again, Dottie and I and George, and it's a Monday morning at 5:54 a.m. on 10/21/24, and it is 56 degrees outside in Pahrump, Nevada, and a balmy 73 inside. And we're going to read comments today. I'm always excited about that. And the first one is from Ken Gray. He's on the Robot Camp Host. The positive news story where they developed one of those robots, 4 legs that looks like a dog, and each leg has a tube from a vacuum cleaner attached to it, so it uses AI to pick up cigarette butts on the beach. I thought that was a great story, and I kind of joked, boy, that was one of the most pain in the ass things I did when I was a camp host, and maybe robots will take over camp hosting. I mentioned that at the end of yesterday's video, and I said, hey, we have Ken has a comment on this, and I went off on a tangent, and I never mentioned what he said. He said, I like this one. It's the good reason to have robots. And on the new camera test at Smith's with my new camera, my new Osmo or DJI Osmo Action 5 camera, big success. With the quality of the picture, the quality of the sound, everything was just, I will never use my GoPro again. This is a less expensive, far superior product. I'm really excited about it. I did the inside of a grocery store, and it went great. I call it New Camera Test at Smith's Grocery, and Ken says, a bit of the music, but the audio isn't bad. I was concerned about copyright hits in the music. What he doesn't realize is I found a new feature that's really amazing in YouTube, making it easier for creators like me. So I uploaded the video, and I got a copyright hit, not a strike. A strike's different. It's like it says, hey, you can't monetize this. This is a song that we picked up in here. And you click on options, and one of the options is, we will take the song out and leave your voice in. Whoa. I mean, I could do that in software, but to have YouTube automatically do it for me, it saves me even more time. So I get to, the only part I really love about doing these videos is looking at the camera and talking and walking around. All the other stuff is kind of not very much fun. So YouTube did that. So that's why can you hear a little bit of music, because that's the music that didn't get a copyright hit, and the string of music that did is gone automatically. Let's see. Following Chrissy is I put a couple surveys out. Who would make the best travel buddy? Well, I think there are a couple of comments on that. We'll just call that the travel buddy survey. And there was a picture of George, a picture of Dottie, and tongue-in-cheek a picture of me and a picture of Snoopy. And she says, LOL, Snoopy would make an interesting for sure. I vote for a dog. I have a cat who would be miserable. So let's go over there, and we will see how many people have responded and what the votes are so far. Let's see. How do we do this? How do we get there? View your channel and community. All right, so we're on community, and we have a poll, and it doesn't tell me how many. Oh, 64 votes. So a decent sample size. 19% want to travel with George. 34%, the clear winner, they want to travel with Dottie. And 28% want to travel with Snoopy. And in dead last at 19%, people want to travel with Rob. That's very funny. Let's see. So I got a little advice from vidIQ to, hey, if you want to increase your visibility of your channel, do some of these image polls that are related to your channel. So I'm going to try it. I did 2 of them yesterday. Down the first on the camera test in the grocery store. Clean store, well lit, and the pictures are so clear, and I think the audio is better. It's picking up lots of other sounds from customers, but not to the point of snooping. Randy is on first-time voter, positive news story, 82-year-old woman that never learned to read and write. Her late husband forbid her from voting, so her first vote would cast this year in Georgia with the help of her niece. I'm old enough to remember this wasn't uncommon. My grandmother obeyed my grandfather's wishes. This is a reminder that it's never too late. Favorite grocery store on the road. That was my second poll. And Joseph said Bashas', if there is one. Never heard of Bashas', but let's look at that poll. We have Safeway 10%, Smith's 8%, Albertsons 21%, and by far the leader, favorite grocery store for people on the road, Walmart. Walmart, number 1. Next is Richie 6952. Love your videos, and I wish I was ready to go to quartzsite. Your comment video. Richie, again, same person on the comment video. How old were you when you retired? I said 60 months. 60 months. Yeah, I retired at 5 years old. No, 61 years old, 3 months shy of 62. Essentially 62, but I said, hey, I'm going to turn 62 in February. I'm going to pull the trigger in December. I got enough money to support myself for a couple of months, and then my first Social Security paycheck will come in the 3rd week in March. So that's what I did. Let's see. Barb, hey Barb, how I spent my income was I showed how much money I made for the month and that I bought this particular camera and why, and kind of tongue-in-cheek a little bit. I had all these business justifications for it, but I admitted I'm a geek. I'm a tech geek. I'm a little bit addicted to it, and the real reason is I bought it for pleasure. But I had really cool sounding rationalizations. Very professional. But anyway, I like your travel videos. I enjoy Pahrump. Good memories. Randy's back with a comment on the comment videos. I try to watch at least one ad all the way through, and the same for your videos. Hobotech said a long time ago it helps. I think it does. I think they track how long there's a minimum amount of time that someone watches an ad before the advertiser has to pay YouTube, and then of course YouTube needs to give me the cut. So I don't think there was a lot of mixed stuff out there on how many seconds it was, but it sounds like if you just hit that. And you just do what you're comfortable with. Don't worry about it. But it does sound like if you give it a few seconds, there's credit given, like 10 seconds or something. I don't know. I really don't know. And I don't think anybody else does because there's so many different answers out there. Comments down the first says, you are braver than I. Would never trust a suction cup with my brand new camera. I mentioned that I waited until I got out into the desert, and I was driving less than 10 miles an hour. So if it fell, it wouldn't have gone far. It would have been fine. And if it fell and broke, I'm covered under the extra warranty for accidental damage. So I had mentioned, and I'll mention this again, that I want to do a video that answers your personal and professional, any questions that you have about me. I said on any video, put a comment in there and put in all caps the word question, and then ask any question. That way I can I can search all those out, put them in a list, and I can answer those questions in a separate video. So, and as people do this, and there's only been 2 so far, I will read them here. I won't answer them, but I'll give you a flavor for what kind of questions are being asked. Ken Gray had a question. How many jobs and how many careers have you had? Spoiler alert, that'll be a pretty long answer. The answer is many. Randy on Robot Campost. Good for them. And how sad people are so irresponsible that that's necessary. Let me tell you. When I was a camp host, there were some people that would leave pristine, clean campsites. There are others that would just leave garbage, little, not big pieces of garbage, but little what I call micro garbage all over. It would take me an hour to pick everything up. And usually it was with a bunch of kids. So, not only was kind of terrible that they're leaving garbage, but they're training their children on how to behave in the outdoors, and not a good thing. Your comments, Dom the First. I told a story about how Dottie, because she's been living so many years in an enclosed area, she thinks any big inside area is outside. And one time she just walked into my sister's kitchen, big, huge kitchen, and just immediately squatted and peed. And Dom the First says, squatting in sister's kitchen, Dottie's probably just marking this as her territory. I guess that was limit. I guess I thought that was limited male dogs. Maybe not. I don't think so. I don't think it was territory marking. I just think she thought she was in the car the whole time, and I went straight from the car into the house instead of letting her pee. I don't know why I did that, but I think it was actually her. You think about it, the concept of outside versus inside. What does that really mean? What does that really mean? They recognize I need to go out this door and then I'm allowed to pee. What are the other parameters associated with it? I think if I brought her into another trailer, she wouldn't, but I bring her into a comparatively vast indoor environment. I don't think she, at least at that time, didn't understand the difference. Ken Gray says, you mentioned that I left a comment on the robot camp house, but didn't say what it was. Aren't tangents fun? Well, I did address that, didn't I? Let's see. Preston Ellers on the robot camp host. And when I read this yesterday, I didn't realize, what is he talking about? He says, I'm a CH. I'm like, I'm a CH. I'm a camp host. That's what it meant. I'm a camp host. Robots could definitely replace about 80% of the things I do. Ha. But if everyone followed the rules and cleaned up after themselves, paid their fees, and was safe with fires, that would replace my job 100%. Agreed. When I was a camp host with Army Corps of Engineers, everything the campers were supposed to do, checking in, checking out, and everything, it was all online. I didn't really need to do any of it. And if people were able to just follow the rules, take care of themselves, I'd have nothing to do. Brandy says, I second. Which one would make the best travel buddy? And Julie Hoot said, all the above, and Randy says, I second that. Naj, great quality video. I'm guessing 8 extra items. Does anybody remember what I said in the video? I put it at the end. I think it was 10. I think it was 10 items. I went crazy. And what I had to do at the end of the video, because really, to save time, here's what I do. I put this camera that I'm using now, I clip it on my dashboard, and I talk to you on the way to the grocery store. In the other case, I took my new camera, was already hanging around my neck. I clip it, I turn on the microphone, do my shopping, come outside, sit in my truck, and do the download in the editing, in the upload, and I start the upload sitting in the parking lot before I leave. I can do it that quickly. Um, and when I was doing that, when I was doing the quick editing, I'm like, crap, I forgot to count stuff. So I sort of got out of the truck and went through bags and counted things and then put it in text at the end. Let's see. Judy, and Lisa are at our spot out in, not the spot. There's a place called the spot, but it's close to the spot, but it's out in the LTVA. They're there. I'm so jealous. We know Buddy can't travel with George. That's her new dog. Buddy can't travel with George, Dottie, or Snoopy, so tag it's you. That's the survey. Which one would make the best travel buddy? Robert Ballard on the new camera test. This is a very good camera. It showed really well how lost you were in the frozen food section. I really was. I just wanted a package of frozen peas and carrots. Not happening in that grocery store. Oh yes, get the Jimmy Dean. I think this camera is going to do just fine while walking around daily, hands-free operation. Enjoy your new toy. He understands. He gets it. Nerds and Dottie win again. Oh, that's funny. Michael's Human, a new camera test. So glad you got the big cart instead of just a basket. You needed it for the extras. Love your shopping trips. Looks like new camera is a real keeper. Interestingly enough, I answered this and I said, none of the Pahrump grocery stores have those baskets. They just don't. A couple of years ago, I think it was Albertsons. I didn't see any. Finally, I saw one and I picked it up and used it. And as I walked through the store, I noticed no one else had one, but there was only one. And I asked one of the employees. They said, yeah, that's the one you got's the last one. People steal them so much. The management decided they're not going to keep replacing them. It's too expensive. It's like people steal them. Huh. Utah Paul. The next couple are just on the camera test in Smith's in the grocery store. The clarity is great. Are you filming in 4K? No, it seems like it, but no, I've just about a week ago, I switched over to filming everything on every camera in 1080p 30 frames. Why? Because that's generally what people see when they watch YouTube. I know people have 4K TVs, but it's just not worth it because the files are so much bigger and they're so much cumbersome. It takes so much longer to upload. The 1080p files are so much easier for me. So I'm a 1080p guy. Q881, the picture looks great. I'd say the new camera is a winner. Agreed. So here's a really old one. Instant Pot RV Life Friendly Recipe. And let's see what that was all about. What was that all about? That was when does it say? It's a short, so it doesn't really say when it was. I'm watching it right now, and it's just chicken and vegetables and penny pasta in the Instant Pot. It's got to be at least a year or two old. At least a year or two old. Peas and carrots and beans and all kinds of things. Yeah, it looked it looked really good. Let's. There's no date on this anywhere. Even if I do details, there's no date. Well, I'm sure there's a date somewhere, but it certainly is not obvious. But it was a long, long time ago. I think when it was one of the first dishes I did. Let's see. I need to get back to it. I lost it. Where did it go? Oh yeah. So I didn't read the comment. My son's mother says, "Looks yummy. Remember me? You led me out of the camping area last year." Well, it's kind of hard because there's not a picture of you. And my son's mother would describe a lot of women, and I did that many times. A lot, I'd sit outside a lot, and people would come by confused and lost, and how do I get out of here? And sometimes I'll just get my truck and lead them out to get them out of the area, and I've done that many times. So I'm sorry, I can't remember you in particular. You'd have to give me a little reminder, little details. Judy, robot camp host. Judy says, I need that for inside my rig, especially for pebbles and rocks. They make little robot things that you can, those little discs. I had one in my last apartment in Tyson's Corner. Doesn't that sound like one of a BLM area? It's not. It's Tyson's Corner is a fancy area of Northern Virginia, Fairfax County, where I was in a luxury high rise. And I had one of those robot vacuum cleaners. Not only now do they make robot vacuum cleaners, it's a disc that goes all over and picks up stuff. They make them so they mop as well, and they automatically empty themselves. And it's getting more and more extraordinary as the years go by. But it's not really practical for an RV. There's just not enough. Unless you have a big RV, a big one, like a big fifth wheel or Class A, you could use one of those little robots. Camera test. Cushman says, could clear audio and video. That's what I like to hear. I cringe when I go, I had to turn my TV all the way up and I still couldn't hear you. Oh, God, that bums me out. Because, almost a cliche that is so true is you can have the best images and cinematography and best subject and everything, but let me tell you something. If your audio sucks, your video sucks. If they can't hear you, it's no bueno. Camera tested Smith's JT Wanderer. That's why you get low carbs, so you can spend your carbs on fun things. I was mentioning that, I was getting like low carb tortillas and trying to keep the carbs down, and then I run and buy a package of cookies. And I was like acknowledging the irony of that. Randy, the only reason I can shop online to go pick up is why I pick Walmart. Okay, so that was favorite grocery store on the road. A lot of people like doing that. Shop online and then pull up, and you can go online and say, I'm here, and they deliver your groceries. Personally, I enjoy being inside in the grocery. It's probably the way when I got COVID, that's probably how I got COVID, going to the grocery store. I did get COVID a year ago. Right now, exactly a year ago, I was down for the count. And I was in Deming, New Mexico. And I wasn't around any friends or anything. I didn't know any of my neighbors. So the only contact I had with other human beings was my trip to Walmart to shop. So that's where I got COVID. 2003 DDJ, new camera test. If you can't find frozen peas and carrots, just pick up some fresh carrots, dice, boil, and add to Dottie's food. Absolutely true, and absolutely way too much work. If I can't find peas and carrots, she will get alternate vegetables. Just no corn. Don't give corn to your dogs. I don't think corn is that great for human beings either, because I eat corn, and it's frequently visible on the exit. So how good could it be? Julie Hoot. That was probably way more information than you needed to hear in this video. Julie Hoot, great camera. I guessed 3. Thanks for bringing down a 3 extra. You were way off, weren't you? I would have guessed 3. I would have guessed 1, 2, or 3, and I was wrong. Jersey Girl 53. What about on the favorite grocery store? What about HEB? I'm going to guess Jersey Girl's a Texan. Lots of HEB in Texas. That was my grocery store for many, many years. Well, I was doing stores when we're on the road, and people are certainly on the road with their HEBs, but it's my road, and my road is New Mexico, Arizona, Nevada. So that's how I came up with my options. But HEV, nice stores. EPH 1-4, they all have pros and cons since it's able to mix it up and shop differently as we travel. Good point. Those are the grocery stores. I go to all those grocery stores, all of them. You notice that when I'm in Pahrump, they're all Smith's, Albertsons, and everything but Safeway is here in Pahrump. And I rotate between the three of them, and face it, you come with me every single time. Except for the real quick ones. Real quick, one or two things at the last minute. Nana Chris Casita, Walmart is the only option we have in our town. So I'm assuming you picked Walmart. Randy on the camera test. Everything looks great, especially those cookies. Randy, you're looking at the cookies? Cracker Jack 6075. 10 things about you don't know about quartzsite. Boy, that let me tell you something. That's a video that's doing really well. 10 things you didn't know about quartzsite. Let's go see. Let's go take a peek at how that one is doing. And we'll go to content, and we'll scroll down to find 10 things about quartzsite, and we'll see how long ago that was. Is there a way I can search across your thing? Okay, 10 things. We need to search across the channel. 10 things you didn't know. August 15th, so a month ago. We're still getting views on it. Analytics. 4,200 views. Watch time 611 hours. And 52 subscribers. An estimated revenue of $45.33. And that is a 34-minute video. The average view duration for the 34-minute video is about a quarter of it, 8 minutes and 39 seconds. Average percentage view, 25%. So you reach. It went out there, and YouTube kindly presented it to 56,000 people. And 4.9% of them clicked on it. That's where the 4,200 viewers came from. Let's see. Anything else interesting? Returning viewers, people that have viewed the channel before, 2,100. New people, 3,400. And I think I mentioned I got 52 subscribers. That's a lot of subscribers for one video. And that's how valuable quartzsite content is. And so why don't I do more quartzsite content? Well, one is when I get to quartzsite, it's all going to be quartzsite content. And two, I've done about 3 or 4 of them that I think were, maybe 5 of them in the past couple of months that I think were really solid value videos. It's getting to the point, doing a quartzsite video for the views, that's a bad thing to do for the channel. Doing a video for the sake of the views, I think is a little bit of a mistake. It's like carrying a full glass of water all the way to the top and walking with it and not spilling it. Is it kind of like this razor decision-making process is? Of course you want to do videos that people want to watch. Be nice to, the money's nice. I get to buy my toys and like the camera. But I think that I'm very comfortable with the slow and steady growth of my channel and the sensibilities and the kind of people that are attracted to it and are on this journey with me. And we've already talked ad nauseum about the dangers of clickbait and being dramatic and stuff. I have, you know, I've had YouTube channels that I just loved for, and sometimes a couple years, where I was just became disgusted and unsubscribed and never watched them again. I think a lot of them got to really depend on the income, and they do it full time, and they're on the road, and they reach an inflection point where things maybe start slowing a little bit. The income starts falling off, and they go, we got to do something. So often what they'll do is load up on sponsorships and start being dramatic. And you know, it's if I let's be fair. There's a guy in Quartzsite that started a YouTube channel, and it took off, and every one of his thumbnails is some form of RV life drama. And when you click on it and do it, it's like, yeah, I get it. It's not a lie, but he's established that from the very onset. So I don't think it really hurts him. He's consistent. But if you start out being genuine and honest, and you don't do clickbait, and you don't do unnecessary drama, and you decide because things have gotten rough that you're going to start doing that, you're going to lose your base audience, because like me, they're going to go, this isn't what I signed up for. I was here because of your authenticity. You were genuine. When I look at a title and video, I know what I'm going to get. I feel comfortable. I trust you. And then when you start doing things to break that trust, then you're going to lose that audience. Now, unfortunately for these providers, what happens, they lose that audience, but they start gaining new people that probably aren't going to be as loyal. Their audience changes, and to them, I guess it's worth it. To me, not so much. And I would rather stay at, where am I, 6,050 subscribers and make $400 a month per years, other than being inauthentic and turn it into a marketing machine to attract views. Boy, I got really off on a tangent this time, didn't I? It took me a couple of minutes to go, how did I get here and where did I start? I started with someone clicked on and did a comment on 10 things you don't know about RVing and quartzsite and how well that did. And I know a lot of you watch big channels where you're thinking, wow, 4,300 views is nothing. I watch channels that get 4,300 views in the first hour. Well, that's not me. I get something with 4,300 views and I make $45. That's huge for me. That's enormous. So Crackerjack is the one that commented on that. Let me read what Crackerjack said. For additional tips, I think it's worth mentioning that one can also take a close examination of the appliances they intend to camp with. I can tell by this first sentence, this guy's got something probably factual and valuable to say. The reason is because some of them are huge power hogs. Example, my friend was looking forward to van life, and he's a gamer with a huge system and huge monitor, and it gobbles huge amounts of power. He was very disappointed to find he could not enjoy that on his camping trip. And I bring my laptop and I depend on it, but every time I want to get miserly with power usage, I just downgrade to my tablet, which takes a fraction of the power, and I'm just as happy with it. Really good point. If there's something that you love doing and you're going out into van life, trailer, RV life, Like this is a great example. The guy loves gaming. My friend Daryl has, he does Xbox, I think. Daryl, is it Xbox? But he's got a huge TV, and he sits in front of it for hours doing these Xbox games. And he's got the power for it. He's got the battery bank. He can do it all day long because he's built his power system knowing what the power consumption is. But easily he could have gone out there and not known that and discovered, I can't do one of my favorite hobbies without making a pretty big investment in a lot of lithium batteries and solar and a lot of stuff. So really, crackerjack, good, very good. Thornelius, question. So here's the second question we have, and the question is, did you get a complaint about using your drone in the park? It's a good question. So let me refresh and see if there's anything new since we've been. All right. So as usual, just before I started this, I released the long form video. And the long form video I released today, if you haven't seen it, is a hour-long video on the new camera out in the desert driving up to Wheeler Pass. It's really amazing. And I actually put the new camera on a suction cup on the outside of the vehicle, so no more glare, no more dirty windshield. It's beautiful scenery. And so, so I released that this morning, and I also released the positive news video, Get Rescued by Him, and it was an extraordinary story about a young man and how he fought cancer as a little boy and as a teenager, the amazing things he's doing now. Just a really uplifting story. But Ken's already commented on it. And Ken, am I going to get lost in a tangent and not quote your... No, I'm going to quote you. This is the way to pay it forward. Such an inspiration for all of us. And that is it for today. We're up almost 40 minutes. And boy, guys, I really love the comments. I love doing the... I've always liked the comments, but doing a video where I talk out loud and read things and kind of talk directly to you about your comments is just such a joy. And I'm so grateful that you joined me on this stuff. And take care, and I will see you tomorrow.